In short, when the Chief Secretary says that as far as he's concerned, the police investigation, which he denigrated in the production, as far as he's concerned, that should go the way of all flesh and disappear. The Chief Secretary in the Tobago House of Assembly has put himself above the law and has taken steps to ensure that he doesn't only think that he's above the law, but that he acts to put himself above the law. But how could this happen? The Chief Secretary does not have the right, under law or provisions of the Assembly, to do what he has done. I could tell you. I am a member of the House of Parliament in Trinidad and Tobago. I've been so for a long time. The privileges and immunities provided to members of the Parliament are rooted in the Constitution. Very deep roots and protections, where privilege is afforded to members of the House for all the good reasons, spelled out there in the law, letter and spirit. I'm not a lawyer. I'm simply now going to take serious legal advice, because the question that has to arise now, based on what has happened in Tobago, is whether the Tobago House of Assembly Act, where provision for immunities and privileges are made, whether in law those privileges are superior to the privileges that are provided to the Parliament under the Constitution. I can tell you as a non-lawyer, it just cannot be. So for Mr. Farley's sake, I hope that he will find somewhere in his search and his investigation that he will find that he has determined, and that the courts will determine, that the privileges afforded to the Tobago House of Assembly are superior to the Parliament, where persons can come and do what he did in the Assembly. First thing, a statement is required to be made. It falls to the presiding officer to follow a standing order. I know of no provision in the Tobago House of Assembly Act to allow the presiding officer to approve, even though in her own discretion, that the Chief Secretary could go and suborn testimony from person or persons unknown. In parliamentary language, that is called a stranger. Those of you who come to the National Parliament will know that if you're in the gallery, you are referred to as a stranger, because you have absolutely no right inside the house, and you can take no part in the proceedings. You can't even laugh if somebody give a joke. And if you clear your throat too loudly, you can be asked to leave the chamber, and you're identified by the chair as that stranger. That is the preservation of the sanctity of the Parliament and its privilege to members of the Parliament. So to give voice to a stranger and then come in the House and give time and exposure to a stranger to make uncontested allegations against the country's leadership, police, Prime Minister, Senior Council, this is absolutely reckless, horrendous abuse of the Tobago House of Assembly and whatever modicum of privilege it may have. And I do not intend to leave it there, because you and I can express any amount of opinions on this matter, but given what the Chief Secretary has done yesterday in Tobago and the far-reaching consequences of his misconduct, this now will have to fall to the courts of Trinidad and Tobago to determine what is right, what is wrong, what is allowable, and what is not in the country of Trinidad and Tobago. This is not a matter of Farley, Augustine, and Prime Minister Rowley anymore. This is a matter of the pillars of governance in the independent nation, in the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. I have instructed the Attorney General to obtain serious legal advice on the way forward on this matter. I will tell you, as far as I'm concerned, my eyes are not lying to me. I know what I've seen. I have seen witness tampering, and I've seen attempting to pervert the course of justice. But that's for the court to decide.